Hey YouTube, how's it going? I wanted to do a quick video here for you on my Expresso machine and how to add a water line to it. It's a common issue people are having. I'm not really an espresso guy. I like Americanos, so I'm using a lot of water. And the 2-liter tank, when my wife and I are getting coffees, we're just running through so much water in the course of the day. We're just constantly refilling it. And of course, the only spot that works for our machine is under this microwave. And pulling it out and unhooking the tank and everything is just a pain in the butt. So anyway, this machine is the Breville Impress. I think that's what it's called. It's the newer one with the tamping mechanism here. But I think it'll work on most Expresso machines with the water tank. I didn't really want to drill a whole bunch of holes into the side of the tank. I know there are a few videos out there, guys explain what they did. But I kind of went next level here, and I'll show you why. So you can see the water line up there. So that's a 1/4 inch outside diameter with just standard elbows. You can get those at Home Depot. But the connector that's connecting to the tank, sorry, I'm just gonna pull this out here. Probably doesn't sound very good for you guys. This is called a bulkhead connector. And this is what was really tricky to kind of figure out what guys are doing. It wasn't explained on other videos. It's called a bulkhead connector. Get that on Amazon. You get a pack of 5 if they're cheap. I didn't find those at Home Depot. And all I did is I just drilled into my lid and tightened it up with the clamps. I know some people are using the float system that you can buy on Amazon. It's sort of like a toilet bowl. I didn't like that idea because I didn't want to rely on a cheap mechanism to turn water on and off. I didn't quite trust that system. So I just didn't like that. And I didn't want that plastic floating in the water all the time either. I mean, it probably is reduced chemicals in it and all that kind of stuff, but I just didn't want a float system in my tank. I wanted to control the water flow. One option someone can do is add an inline valve into this water line, and then you just turn it on and off. But I don't know. I go next level when I do things. And there's a water switch. This switch is a 12-volt button, bought on Amazon, 12 bucks or something like that Canadian. It is hooked down below to a 12-volt water solenoid. And I'll show you that in a second. But what happens when we're ready for water and the water level goes down, we want to call for water. Just push the button, and there we go. So we get to the top there, I let go of the button, and it stops. That's it. So I control the water flow. I'm not relying on plastic parts and a float system to turn the water on and off. And it's so much more slick and convenient when the machine, and I'll put it back here. Sorry, my editing skills are not there, so I'm not, stop the video, there we go. Okay, so it just tucks away and it stays home there. The line's not kinked. I can just reach back and add water when needed. Let's run downstairs really quick. So my water line runs down runs down the wall to the solenoid valve right here. This is on Amazon, $15 Canadian. It's a 12-volt water solenoid. It comes from the coffee maker solenoid, and I have it plumbed into a filter. That's a Home Depot item. I went with the Home Depot one just because if I'm out and about and I need to get a filter, I can just pop into any Home Depot and grab one. And what this is 1/4 inch outside diameter line. It gets increased or decreased depending on which direction you're referring to, and then into a T. So that's I believe that's a 3/8 compression T that I installed. Now, how to get power. I just so happen to have an alarm system really close by. Alarm systems typically run on 12 volts. This solenoid only uses about 6 watts of power. That's all it uses. So an alarm system would typically run a 30-watt siren or 15-watt siren, no problem. So if you just tie this into the battery and do your wiring up to your switch, and that's what this wire here is, this goes to the switch at the back of the wall. And there you go. That's the system. So if you have any questions or comments, by all means, leave them. It's a very simple system. I think all in told, probably less than $150 I have in this. This is Canadian pricing. The water filter was about $90. You might be able to get filters cheaper. I just went with what was available and what was easy access. Anyway, that's my system. Take care.